All right. I have arrived. He like the hi-hat god, kinda. Who is? Where's like a quote? Anyway, I'm here. Hi, I'm on mobile. Hello, mobile. Sorry, no, it's hello on mobile. Hopefully I don't lag. Hopefully you don't lag, because I know it was quite the issue for you. I didn't refresh chat yet. I just have to alt-tab it, like anything, and it works. Okay, good to know. So it's like I'm checking cams. I mean, I can still read it. It's just like you can't see it. So there's like two chat issues that can happen. Either my other PC can freeze, so I can't read chat, but it's updating and I don't know it, or it's the other way around where it's updating, but the stream doesn't update it, so no one can see anything. Rocher. Yeah, because like I'm like, there is another breakdown Kirby's as, because if I'm gonna do one, I'm gonna do them all, which means that's 2 weeks of breakdowns, because it's 6 songs, 3 streams a week. You do the math. Fucking. Hold on, wait, I need to link this shit. I tried to. Actually no, I didn't try. That's inaccurate. I wanted to figure out to see if I could figure out. Damn it, that's a whole. I just said a lot of nothing. I wanted to figure out the whole making shorts out of streams thing, because I don't really do that. That's like a new thing for me still, although it's been a thing in content for so long. I just kind of neglected it because like I don't really care for it, but I'm like, you know, I could use the eyeballs, I guess. But like I have to do that. It's so often. Fuck, like every 30 seconds or something. Okay, what? Anyway, yeah, I just didn't, but I want to make shorts out of it, so you might see some shorts out of State 5. I'm gonna be real, I gave up. I was like, I don't really care. So, if you must know. But yeah, here is the FLP. It is, as the title says, a lazy. Fuck you mean you gave up? I mean, I gave up. Like, I don't really think, like, matter is. No, but what's it called? As the title says, this is just a lazy, like, head rolling flip. October was too much already, so, like, you're telling me I'm trying to go back, like, I have to go back to back? Like, come on now. So, if I go to the project info, it says 6 hours, which is, like, a kind of embarrassing amount of time. There's a little bit of AFKing in there. And just don't touch. And I don't know what to tell you. And I don't want to respond to that in any particular way without saying I don't know what to tell you, or other than I don't know what to tell you. Anything else, and it'd be too much. It'd be too much. Too on the nose. But like, I mean, just don't touch it. No, but what's it called? So like, it's an embarrassing amount of time for an FLP like this, because this is like, just tie your hands to the bed. That's kinky, but I'm not gonna do that to myself, and I can just untie it. Like, I don't care. How about we don't talk about this? And it's music time now. It's music time now. So, I basically started. I kind of want to break this down left to right, actually. Fuck it, I'll do that. I started with a drop though. It's one of those. That's what I do. That's psycho. That's like actually psycho. All right. Well, as predicted, there is not that there's nobody here, but it's not like a huge crowd, which is like fine. But whatever. Wii ball. So I'll play this fucking. You know how it sounds, but it's always fun. It's like short as hell. It's 1 minute 16 seconds. I mean, that's why it stayed vaulted for so long. Because it's like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Upload a 1 minute and 16-second song? Like I just thought it was like a nice meme to have on my computer, but it's kind of too hard for that. Oh, well now that can just be stitched together with the part earlier. Okay.
The start.
I don't remember it sounding like that at all. What the fuck? Hold on. Why do you keep saying Cubby Lane mechanism as an adjective? Why does it sound like that? What? Am I high? Maybe, but that's besides the point. Hold on. Am I fucking... Wait, am I like actually tripping? Hold on. Shut up. Yeah, that's just... Huh? What did I do? What did I do? Because this isn't the version that got released. Unless I ended up changing the second... Oh, wait. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me think here. Maybe the version that I ended up releasing is an older export that I thought sounded harder than what I ended up making afterwards. And so... What? Because these talks are completely different. It does not have like the super bass. But I think it's the same sound. I just EQ'd it different for this. What? It's just not the same at all. Is it all this utility shit? Is that what it is? I'm gonna guess it is. What is... Okay, now this is not something that was meant to happen. And that is no good, because now I'm like, where's the original track? This is the FLP. I didn't make like a new version of this. Unless I did. Save changes. Well, I kind of... No, I didn't make any changes. No, that's it. That's the only one. I am confused. What did I change? I think it's literally just that. It's not. It's just a different sound completely. Oh, wait. Wait, no, I don't... Huh? It's... Why is it on the same EQ? What? Oh, oh, I'm actually kind of angry. What is going on? Last reset. Does that sound the same? Okay, that's exactly the same. That's like... Okay, so the first talk is the only thing that changed. Why? Wait, what? It's back. I must have changed something. I must have changed something, I don't know. But whatever. Okay, well, it's fixed. No need to panic. We're back, whatever. Well, you know what it sounds like. I'm not gonna fucking play it out. I don't care anymore. There's no one here. I can do whatever I want. Alright, so look, the keen-eyed among you might notice it's a little bit disorganized. Just a tad. Well, no, it's actually organized except for this thing right here. Everything is still in its group. So I'll go left to right. And kind of just grab everything. It's kind of weird for me because I didn't make it left to right. Like, I didn't start with it. This is one of those where the intro was kind of just put in post because I just had, like... This was a part of my career. I think I was between releases. Like, the original fucking... First of all... Or was it? Okay, well, I don't even know what came first. I'll figure it out. I think it was this. Yeah, it was like May, fucking quite early. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Like I rendered it out when I had no, I didn't. No, it wasn't May then. It was like way before May. It was way before me. Whatever. Fucking at some point, I just threw some shit together, and so the intro is like so afterthought. Like I just threw it in. Except for that part. That part's actually fire. So it's like the thing that really saves this is the acapella or the acapellas. We'll get there. I'm just like super generic. Everyone's done this pattern a million times, you know. Simple. Where's the bass section? It's over here. It's like, it's just a little bit of FM. I'm automating the level in as well, moving a filter slightly, and it's an octave, 2 octaves and a fifth up from the sub. And I was distorting it, but I decided not to. And I'm EQing it, and that's it. Very, very simple, very rudimentary. Obviously the random's turned off, right? Yes, it is. Okay. And I'm just like, all right, what else goes on top of the bass piano? Ooh, nice. These are like 3 note chords in total. There was a higher layer, but I got rid of it. I think it was too intrusive. And the overall mix, you know, because sometimes mixing is about the notes you choose in your chords and not just what you're EQing the chords with. And I decided to bring in the ARP that I used. This says number 2 because I made it for this section first, because this intro I made so after the thought. I think I literally made it like last, but whatever. And now we're getting somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, now we're getting somewhere. Throwing a low impact and then layer that with a glass sound effect and this thing. Awesome. Now this little ARP thing, it's kind of like, for me, it's the most generic thing I could think of, because a generic as in like what I do in my workflow, like what I've been doing for like years, like just kind of same way I write my like piano melodies, where it's like there's a kind of a lower part doing something and the upper part doing something like twice as fast. Um, for some reason in this section, I felt the need to, because there's that like bass note that was like clashing, so I just got rid of it so there'd be less mud. I don't even notice it being gone, really. Super cool. And then all the vocals. And that's literally the whole intro. Right, so we got the going around your ears, panning left to right, LFO tool, simple, EQ. I'm not even like compressing it or anything. Like, there's no mixer chain. There would usually be a mixer chain on like every single sound that I put in here to really like give everything the character, but this was like, I don't give a fuck that much. Like, I just wanted to throw this together and just kind of like store it away and listen to it every now and again. Which is why it's fun to listen to, because it is just, I had fun, right? And so I just threw that in there underneath the. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. And because this is like a lead vocal, I needed to process this. So, you know, compression, multiband compression, EQ, and the de-essing. No bit crushing, because I wanted the high end to sound a bit more natural. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark. And I'm making it louder. You know what I mean? Very simple, very, very rudimentary, and just kind of have that going. And I think I have some other thing. What is this? Oh yeah. In the very, very background, you can barely hear the. I kind of hate the way the vocals sound on their own, because everything kind of sounds a little like offbeat. So why is it not dariacore? No, it's like a joke title. I don't know. Like this whole track is just some bullshit. I'm just saying words. You can call it whatever you want. It is Daria-esque for sure, though. I'd argue it is, like, you know, it kind of fits the bubble, if not hyperflip. Alt, Control Alt. There you go. And everything locks in kind of nicely when all of the shit is syncopating. You know, a little 4 on the floor thing, the bass which has all the groove, and, you know, just a lot going on groove-wise, but it all kind of, like, blends together nicely, you know? That's kind of the staple. There has to be a lot going on, like, not just for the sake of it, but, like, I don't know. Everything's an instrument, even mayonnaise. And so, like, I just fucking was like, oh, build up fucking tikkata. Like, that's about as normal ass build up as you could normal ass build up get. I remember I'm like, I'm gonna replace those drums later, but I didn't. And I'm like, okay, well, I need like one of those like crazy stomp sounds that I'm just like, I'll just make like a distorted kick sort of laser zap thing. I have the mute tool selected for some reason. Now this is like, I don't know how I sound design this, but I kind of know how I sound design this. That gives you a clue. It's just a fucking laser. Let me do this. That's interesting. Is it even lower? It is. That's another reason why. So, it's literally just chorus pitch to the max, automating the level. And I'm distorting it as much as I can in there, and then I Gleeby DB Rabbit still here with us. This is very true. I want to keep it like a weekly thing. I add bass and then I distort, so makes that sound, and then I distort more. Because why not? Wait, don't tell me the fucking random is on. Oh no. I have to leave it on. But that's very funny to think about. And so it's just that layered with some, or, you know, grooving with some gun cocks. And then, no, 96. Good old-fashioned Apesta bloodbath.
No! 96!
This part of the waveform looks like some sort of animal. I like it. Rather joyous moment, is it not? I think so. I don't know Garrett Sparrow. What are you wanting? What's up, the menace? Oh, I turned the effects off. No, what did I do? Oh no, it's because I. Oh no, it's because I put this shit 2 octaves down like a fucking idiot and forgot to change it back. Scarier than you, fam. Thank you. It's pretty underrated. Garrett? Interesting. I'm just laying on bed with my car. Oh, cat. Okay. I was very confused for a second. There it is. The more I listen to this, the more... I'll talk about it in a bit. I don't want to get confusing here. Me and my Corolla. But yeah, no, very, very standard stuff. Very standard stuff. The sidechain always plays. It's fucking annoying. Sick. I held off on explaining and fucking talking about what effects I use for this goddamn lead, but you can hear it's delay. Whatever. Alright, drop time, you know, it's drop time. The drop. The part that's the drop. The drops, it's the... Yeah, whatever. Okay. 96. Yeah, such a way with words. This is very true. So, I'm sure... Well, this started with me trying to make this bass. I think this entire FLP... Because this was the beginning of the FLP. It was just me, like... I'm gonna make a fucking head-rolling... sounding bass flip sort of bullshit fucking thing. And that's what this is. My goal was not a one-to-one recreation. It was more like... like I'm just like recreating the vibes of it, but using the same notes. It's like, you know, like a motif sort of thing. It's a reference, you know, whatever. But I'm like, I want to sound design it like, not like kind of from memory, but not like, because I know it's not going to be one-to-one, and that's kind of the goal, is that it's like my own thing, but it still sounds cool. And there's count 'em, tree layers here. And it's very simple. I can assure you it's very simple. It's just lots of distortion. So step 1, 6-1. Sorry, I had to. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. Very simple bass. You know, your classic. I'm using 2 subs here for some reason. I think I'm like adjusting the phase ever so slightly. So it gets like even bassier. And if you see the oscilloscope up here, it's shaped more or less like a noisy triangle the whole time. You know, but whatever. It's like, you know, the whole fucking using the thing with the coarse pitch. Make like that little lasery kick with the white noise and the distortion and the white noise. Awesome. No, not 6-7. Yes, 6-7. So, oh, I thought it was like using my normal chain on this. I'm not. Interesting. Okay, I guess I don't want the subs were clipping too hard. And then I just decreased everything else because it was super noisy. Yeah, oh my god. I see. I think I'm like phasing this against this, so it's like kind of quieting it at certain points. Because Otherwise it would clip too hard. Because I am clipping a little bit. Well, I'm just distorting it straight up on the master and then I'm clipping it. But that's for later. Anyway, that's layer 1. Super simple. And then the actual layer. Here we go. Notice how there's like the overtone that sticks out is like an octave lower than the overtone that you'd normally be focusing on when listening to it, like start to finish. Because you're normally focusing on like this third layer. Because it adds like, it's a crookers, but it adds that like 5th overtone. But like this one has like a lower, like wow, you know, which is kind of odd, but like it fits in nicely with everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off all this shit. And then here's what we have. It's basic whatever the fuck this means. The CJW fucking wavetable, just a saw essentially, and the Foreman's 2 wavetable, which is, I think it's a thing in Serum Default. I don't know. Maybe it's a cymatics. It's a cymatics wavetable. Okay. I have cymatics wavetables. That's like the only like preset things that I'll use for Serum presets. I rarely like, I don't know. Like, I want to stop fucking saying that. It's like a couple streams in a row. I'm like, I don't use presets. I make them myself. Like, all right, cool. No, but what's it called? Right? Fucking doing a little beta low passing. Actually, MS, or is it like, is that being automated? It is. All right, there's a bit of shit happening here, but it's like it's not a lot. It's really not a lot. I tried some sub stuff, it didn't work. Automating level, simple, right? Moving the cutoff and then putting the drive up and back down. That's it. And then there's a knob that controls the rates, because I think I'm automating that at some point. And then this, like, for some reason I used half here. I don't fucking know why. But whatever. And the only thing it's controlling is the wavetable position for oscillator B at a different rate than this, which gives it that, like, movement. That's the entire thing. It's just 2 octaves up in a format. Whatever. And then we come back here and there's a bit more happening. I don't really use Serum effects as much anymore because, like, I don't know. I just, like, use mod effects on FL. I don't know what happened. I used to, like, a ton because I used to try to learn, like, how to make growls and shit. But we come back here and there's actual things here. So this is being, what is filter macro 1 notes? Oh my god. Okay, so depending on the note that I'm holding, it moves the cutoff of this notch filter here. That's so nerdy. And also another parameter. There's 2 of them. Where's the second one? It's that, and it is flanger. I think I was gonna use the flanger as well, but I didn't. Whatever. But some nerdy shit. I'm moving around a notch filter with the note thing. And I think I'm doing that because I'm panning with this filter, so it gives it stereo in some way without being too, like, shit in mono. If I just turn off all of this, like, it's still just like very simple oscillators and some noise. Distortion. Not using that. Or that. Okay, cool. And then OTT. So it's distortion and it's OTT. Is what it is. But we're not done yet. Because now we have to go to the effects. Right? Can't let me near them. I'll start pressing everything in hopes it works out. I mean, that's music. Alright, and then we start with the wing mod. which kind of gives it some weird like stereo and some fucking like high-end fuckery. You know. It's like a slight ringing you can hear, and I think it sounds cool. Then I EQ it. It kind of has like the hearing loss simulator EQ, but there's way too much high end, but like it's meant to be layered in with everything else, so it's like justifiable. And then I put it into my patented, not actually, Convolver white noise stereo trick. Which doesn't exactly help the whole, you know, hearing loss simulator, fucking allegations, but then I put it into a non-linear filter, cutting out a lot of that high end and like distorting it, so it kind of makes up for it. Bit more crunch, and then I just bring it back after it's been crunched, so it goes from like to like just a bit more distorted, you know, just a tiny bit more character, if you will. And then layer tree to crookers, like, come on. I think I already went over this bass. I'd like, literally like the stream before I released the EP, just because I wanted to. I just like felt like it, but that is it. It's just, you know. I will say the Crookers has some shit on it. Well, not really. It's this ring mod, which is doing something. I wonder if the GIF is mocap. If so, what does the original look like? It's not. I think it's not mocap. I think it's frame by frame, like hand drawn. But I too wonder what the original looks like. I have a frequency shifter which is being used for automation later in the drop, because I use like a different bass that's routed to the same fucking mixer track because I'm stupid. But that's for later. And so like I'm like, okay, cool, I have this now. Hold on. Fill. And that's most of a song already. Cool. And for these sort of things, so I can hear up to 8K hertz. Human hearing limit is 20 kilohertz. So 20,000 hertz. For this sort of thing, it's always nice to use like to use like 16th note lasers. Just adds a bit more, you know, shit to the headbang. There's more happening in the ears, and that's, you know, kind of what you want. It's nice. It's tickly, if you will. And then the vocals, which, because I made the drop first, and I was like, I just want to. This is a proof of concept. Like, can I make this sound, you know, or can I make something that sounds cool within this vein? These are the same notes. So I'm like, okay, I need vocals. So I use two preset chops that I have on my computer. The keen-eared among you might notice that I've used these a million times. You know what I mean? And that's literally just, I'm doing that the whole time. That's it. That's it. I add a chess.com fill before the drop actually drops, and then that's the whole thing. And that's the entirety of half one. Super simple. Am I any good at chess? No, I'm fucking terrible. But I used the original Beggin, not the one that got like popular again in the radio like recently. I say recently, maybe it was like a year or two ago, maybe 3. But this was like way earlier. So half 2 now. which I think is filthy. I'm like, okay, now I need to make a second half of this drop, and I want to make it sound kind of just crazy, you know, just get a little wacky with it, you know, but start familiar so that when it does get wacky, it kind of hits like, you know, like it's like, oh shit, it's like, oh, it's like, oh shit, oh, it's like, oh.
Reaching the start.
You know what I mean? There's a bit of like, oh god, you start like grimacing sometimes almost. Doesn't that depart loud enough? You're just like, damn. All right, that's what I say, grimace. Okay. So I'll go over the bass first because I think it's the most interesting part, which it's not much changes. I'll tell you that.
Reaching the start.
I'm using the same mixer tracks, except actually no, I'm not. No, I am. Yeah, this is where the Crookers was. I'm using the same exact mixer tracks. So here's the difference maker. The bass is exactly the same, and I'm still using 3 layers, but I like slightly changed them. So instead of using like, also the pattern's the same as before. Like I didn't bother with changing the pattern and like making a new one. Okay, so what? Oh, I double clicked on the wrong one. That's what it was. Okay, yeah, there we go. Right. This is the thing I was talking about. That's the new one. Okay, yeah, so for this I used the same wavetable for the first oscillator as the other serum, but I changed the position to like the sine-ish one. I turned the sub on, and I used some other like cymatics fucking... It is... It's not dagger, it's daggers with a Z. There it is. It's the cymatics outbreak wavetable. So basically everything's the same. I just used this instead because it sounded like it had like a way squealier sort of quality to it. But everything is the exact same. Even the mixer track that it's on is the exact same. And the Crookers is the same thing as before, except I just moved the second oscillator like up a couple of octaves. So instead of sounding like that, it's like that. So it's really like crazy squealy, super cool layer, and then it gets clipped a little bit, just enough. But I'm like, I want to make a cool kind of sounding pattern, but I don't want to make like a new pattern with all 3 of these fucking layers. So I could just cut up. I made the pattern unique and just cut it up in here. So this is all just a cut up version of this pattern. And that's literally it. I'm just like, okay, cool. I want to make like a cool, like way slower sort of thing, and I just achieved that. Did exactly that, and I think it sounds cool if it fucking plays. You know, obviously I had to whip up some snares. Here's some rare like remnants of an actual like homemade snare. I don't think I ended up rendering this out as a snare. But this is basically my process. I will take some fucking sound that sounds like it could be used for a snare. So that's like an impact, and also it has like a bit of a click to it. So I could definitely change the transient to something clickier if I really cared. Like maybe something like, oh shit. What? Oh, I'm using that later. I don't know. I was gonna be like, I'll use a better transient, but then I'm like, this sounds stupid. So I kind of like the ass fucking quality of it. You know what I mean? And the tail is just some tonal fucking thing that I slowed down to pitch and distorted and EQ'd. And for the impact sound, you know, more high ends, I tuned it And when I tune these samples, I go here and I right click these keys. I don't like pitch here or pitch here. I mean, you could pitch here. It's kind of the same thing, but I'm just used to doing this. Distortion and then a fucking transient shaper, so it has like more attack to it. Or is it slightly more distorted. You can't actually hear the difference. I say more attack, but how much more attack can you have than a fucking square wave? Like, so I don't really know what I'm waffling about. But that's snare 1 that I use for just like the first few snares. But then I'm like, okay, I need a cooler sounding snare. Or I didn't want to use that snare the whole time because I'm like, it got old. It got old quick. So I changed to like a more normal kind of snare where it's the same thing, except I layered in this, which is pitched properly, I'm assuming. And I just use like a just a normal ass snare as the initial part. Whatever. Like, that's fucking, how much more basic can I get? Right, now this fill though, before we kind of continue, I kind of forgot that this happens before all this shit. You know, this sequence of events, let's say, because that's what this is, the sequence of events. It's a whole story. Not really. It's kind of an incoherent one. So it's just, Undertale sound. Another Undertale sound. That is... I'm pretty sure that's just like an old, like, CS suppressor sound effect. The Roblox jump sounds kind of like the whip crack, but I can assure you it's not. And this sound, I can't explain to you like how I made it, but I made it like so long ago as like a custom death sound for Geometry Dash. And when I started making Daria, I'm like, wait, this is perfect. It's like a stupid kind of bassy sound. It sounds like custom made. No one else has the sound because I made it myself. And so I just kind of use it. You know, whatever. The old one does feel like the old one, especially, does feel like a whip crack. I just didn't have the old one on hand, and I think I just wanted to use a newer one for this. I was making a Jersey beer for fun on stream somewhere, and people were asking me if I sampled Roblox. It really does sound like it, though. But fucking part of me thinks that. Hold on. It really, it makes me, because that's a very like legacy sort of whip crack sound effect. So it makes me think that like I wouldn't be surprised if they just use that as the jump sound effect. But it's not this jump sound effect. There's like too much going on in terms of frequency content for it to be the jump sound effect. And it's just a little too long. But like it is damn close, which makes you think like they probably did take some sort of whip crack. Because I doubt they recorded the sound in-house. But whatever.
Reaching the start.
Right. And I'm just kind of bringing into baby, which I was gonna do like here, I think. What is this? No. I cannot believe Rotor emotes are here. So I'm saying.
Reaching the start.
I don't really, there's not much to break down besides look at what's happening. Except for the fact that this thing, I will always spam this. It's just so good.
Reaching the star, reaching the star, reaching the reaching
And I auto-tuned it in-house so that, you know, it sounds a bit more digital and Dawia.
reaching the star.
Still using those lasers. And this is when I utilize that frequency shifter, which is over here. And there only on the crookers. Because, you know, it's the thing that has the most tonality. I almost saved the fucking project. I misclicked. I hit Control D instead. So, that's good. I don't want to save it. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to, like, give it new metadata and say that it was, like, made more recently than it was, and, like, say that it took longer than it did. I didn't warm up my voice before the stream, and it's already going. So, oopsies. Just know that I am trying. Right. And so for my final fill, well, no, I think there's one more fill after this. You sound fine, don't worry. I can sound better though. Oh, ah! I just got lazy. I'm just like, all right, well, I need some dumbass sound, and so I just got the fucking the Chinese brush sound effect is what it's called. Sorry for lurking, but I'm listening. Oh, no, it's fine. Don't worry. I know this is like a more lurk-friendly sort of stream anyway. There's a lot of scheduled yapping happening as opposed to like the more off-the-cuff sort of interactive, you know. Feel free to question and like stop me whenever though, because I like answering those. You have a lovely voice though, no matter how far into the stream you are. I appreciate that, but I also think you're just lying, but I don't think you mean to lie. I think you mean well. And again, I appreciate it, but I don't believe you. Okay, crap. Fucking, you know, it's the fucking Ligma Balls bass sound effect, the Chinese sound effect, a laser, the fucking steel pipe, and then the Chinese breath sound effect again. Simple. You know, just a 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. I'm gonna go fuck that bitch, you know? And it sets up nicely for this part, because that's what the fill's meant to fucking do. And here's the cool part. I always call this part the cool part, because it's a cool part, and it's like very... I don't know what it is. It's just the headbang goes crazy. Like, it just goes. It just kind of goes. Like, Zam. Cardi exists for sure. Right, so this is a very, very kind of... For me, it's rudimentary. I just whip this shit up because I'm like, I need like a break section. But like, as soon as I remember this acapella existed, all hell broke loose. But it really started like, okay, break time. You know, kind of, not my, I wouldn't say my specialty, but it's something I'm like all right at, making breaks that you can just kind of headbang to, not like super complicated like chops, but just chops that groove. And it's usually the same like 3 grooves that I do anyway, so it's not like super inventive. I'm just like kind of doing what I know. Same trick as last song, when whenever there's a break, I always do this thing with Maximus where I'm like just making it choppier. Oh yeah, make sure to like the stream and also hype the stream. I guess you can hype the stream, but make sure to like the stream because you should like the stream. I think you should like the stream. Did you like the stream? I think you should like the stream. Make sure to like the stream. Hold on, water. But yeah. It's kind of important for breaks, because otherwise it would just take up so much space. Just tightens it up and everything. And then this tightens it up even more. And then now that it's all tightened up, I can use the transient shaper. So now it's nice and clicky, super nice and clicky. And I am low-key rocking the hearing loss simulator mixing because I fuck if I know. So where's that impact sound? No, I actually don't use it. I just have a glass break. It's really funny. Right, and then this thing. And then have a transgate. Very headbangable already. Fast food beat off is an interesting playlist name. Yeah. Super cool. So it's literally just like, for these sort of things, I like using the delay on the 3 thing, because it's like... It just sounds super cool. A little bit of ping pong, why not? EQ, more mids. I'd argue it gives it its entire quality. Like, it's not even that crazy. There are way crazier EQs on this project, but this is just like, you know, a little slight thing, but it just kind of reshapes the entire vibe of the sound, which is great. And then I added transgate that I'm mixing in sometimes. Which kind of just gives it a bit more groove. And then I have a pretty balanced automating out the volume. I don't know why I also automate the volume of the delay if I'm using a balance, but I'm fucking stupid, so... And the thing that completes it all... So his slicer, is that still the main channel? Does it say it's the main channel? If it does, then I'm gonna keep it that way because I think it's really funny. It's obviously not, by the way, but like, you know. Okay, yeah, then I guess it is. Fuck it. Shut the, you know, can everything else like join in? It sounds super empty, and the thing that just gives it life, and meaning and everything is this fucking acapella right goddamn here. It's weird hearing it like broken down into its core components and then just like putting it all together. Like it's like your ears focus on completely different things, and it's like, I feel like the track didn't sound like that when it was posted, but you go there and it sounds exactly like that, you know? The human ear is just so odd. It happens a lot to me, at least. I don't know if it also happens to anyone here or if I'm just fucking delusional. But whatever. So I had a very simple idea for this. I'm like, okay, triplet groove, and in each beat it's gonna be kick, chord, laser, kick, chord, laser. And I'm like, that'll probably sound good. And then I tried it out. And I almost threw up. I was like, it's more than good. It's a little more than good. So here's how this is working. This is the first time I'm using like actual synth chords in the whole fucking FLP. So it's very simple. Just a big chord. It would be really funny if I check and I don't have the polyphony turn all the way up. No, I do. Okay, good. So nice and big chord that's being layered twice. For some reason, I don't even use my own default like presets. So it's the thing I do every single time with my fucking saw stacks, where there's 2 layers. There's the detune layer and then there's the non-detune layer. And the non-detune layer has a separate EQ. Actually has no EQ. And neither. That's crazy. That's crazy. Are you fucking serious? Wait, what? Wait. Okay. So the supersaws have no EQ other than a fucking high pass, and like they're distorting, and that's it. I'm not like clipping them into each other or anything like that, and like making room for the frequent like mixing the highs out of the messy one and using the highs of the clean one. Like I'm not doing any of that shit. For this, for some reason, I don't know, and it worked. Because for the bass, I'm again just using the same fucking bass as earlier. Like this is very, very lazy. Like, I'm making a new fucking patch just for a new drop. Like, and then I did like a little make the pattern unique, a little half step up. And then I gotta include for the one time this fucking stupid. Actually no, it's not that. It's... Do I even have the... I don't. Normally I'd have like another layer on top of this, like a mid-bass layer. But I don't have a mid-bass layer. I just use the same basses here because I didn't want to make a new patch. This is so fucking lazy. And then I'm like, okay, now it's kick time. And I know that for the kick, I'm going to use some very stupid sounds. And just EQ them in a very stupid way. And you caught a glimpse of that earlier already. When I was trying to fix the project. So this sound is... Weird seeing a face cam I can put a voice to. Yeah, except my hair looks nothing like that anymore, so it's not exactly like accurate. But what's it called? It's just some bell noise. And I decided to... That was the original sound. I'm like, okay, it's like a tonal like sort of talk. And I'm just gonna Black Summer but a bunch more like fucking just so much more aggressive back then, so much more lovable now. I mean, I wouldn't say aggressive. I mean, I had the ability to, and I was used to being more outgoing, but like I literally have to be quiet for most of the day. So when I get the opportunity to be like normal for me, I'm not really used to it, and so it's like I just pull back. And also thin walls, like it's I was in an old house in that channel, so I was able to do more shit. It was fun, you know. I mean, I wish I gave a shit about like voice training at the time, but I didn't. So yeah, doesn't matter. Hi Yo-Yoru, welcome to the stream. This is normal EQ. I can assure you this is a normal EQ, and it's very necessary for this particular sound, because otherwise it wouldn't sound like a wouldn't have that like kick punch. You know, and then all together now, except without the vocals, because that kind of spoils it. Normal for fembread. Basically, yeah. And I have a very weird definition of acting normal, but you wouldn't know that because you don't really know me in real life. You know, the real me. When I'm fucked up, that's the... I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop. Right, so... You know, I'm not using a laser, I'm using a hit marker, actually, that I put through 8 OTTs to give it that, like... I could have just used an all-pass phase, because that's basically what I did, just with 8 extra steps. But, like, that's essentially it. And then I just use... I layer a reverb clap, and then back to chess.com sound effects, because these just sound too cool. And then I'm like, okay, well, now I gotta add the fucking make him go, I'm on, and then just nothing. And then I added like a little blip of this audio to kind of give it the illusion that it's hiding behind all of the audio, and you can barely just hear it at the end of the laser happening. You know, but it's just kind of playing. And there's also like, you can't hear that at all. Maybe very, very, very vaguely it adds like a frequency, but like it's so inaudible. It's so inaudible. God damn it. But whatever. By this point, I'm like, okay, let me put the full debo lit, you know, with the super hard sidechain, so it's like you can just barely hear him saying it, and he's like fucking trying his hardest to say he's on debo lit through all the noise. You know, which sounds really cool. And for this part, I'm like, the same philosophy as before, get a really stupid sound, particularly from like a Dembo pack, because I think it has like nice perks. It might be the same bell. It might be the same bell. But whatever. I think I just like, yeah, I just EQ'd it differently. This time I added a whole fucking mountain where the note would be. So it does that. But still the bass, because if there wasn't that, then it wouldn't like clip as hard. Actually, no, it's kind of useless. Just for there to be like a low end click at the end of the kick, I don't know. It's stupid, but like, you know, there has to be something happening on the low end for me to justify doing this stupid shit. Also, hi Goth. It's nice to see you. 10th month membership low. It felt like yesterday when it was January. Yeah, the year's almost over, and I don't like that. However, Zoran Mamdani won the mayoralship for New York City. So that's good. That happened already, but it's November. So it's like, what the fuck? It's fucking November. You're telling me that my SoundCloud payouts are gonna give me my fucking money in January of 2026? Hello? But like, whatever. Yeah, it's crazy. But it's also crazy that your name has been green for that long. You know what I mean? Like, I still think that's insane, and I really do appreciate that. Right. When you get flamed for making a piracy joke now? No? Question mark? No. I started to move the talk up half a step, and then I used the darky fill. No. A little darky, the rapper, not like the, you know, from the one song. I think it's the 20-minute song. Is it a 20-minute song or is it a 30-minute song? I think it's a 20-minute song. 20-minute song. It's not actually 20 minutes. Dewey, put on something creative. And then it's a fucking I am in the melody. Okay, but whatever. I just thought it was a funny fill to use. No. And by this part, I'm like, all right, let's go crazy. If I get rid of the laser being the part 3 of the individual beat in the groove, like, because it's like kick thing, you know, like 1, 2, 3. If the third thing is just more synth, and it's like more like wall of sound sort of deal, it would sound cooler. And cooler it did. Right, this time I just added the fucking baby vocals, the put your hand begging, yeah. And that, which you can barely hear. If you focus, you can, but like in a normal playthrough, like you wouldn't lose much not having that there. But like, it's basically just that with a talk that's batshit insane. I just pitched it way up, and you know, same fucking dude. Like, it's very fun to do. And I decided throughout the rest of the drop, I would just pitch this up every time I got there.
No.
Brought back the Debo fucking lit thing. I think this is the same sound as this one. Yes, it is. I just pitched it higher.
No.
Very simple. And then outro. And the outro is, I'm just like, let me put the super idle thing, but in this key. And then when he is about to do like the shh sort of sound, I transition to shut up and smile. I had the whole thing conceptualized. I'm like,
Super idol the shot.
as soon as that happened, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I'm like, this is perfect outro. Like this is one of the few times where I like really crafted the outro to be funny, you know. And I wanted there to be a reverse kick when he said shut. So it's like, cause you know like how it goes, shut up, you know, like you kind of know the rhythm of it. So I want to make that rhythm just a bit harder.
Super idol the shot.
It's and that's the whole track. And yeah, I think that was a shorter breakdown than the last one. And Smosh gets in a car crash sound effect. Very true. All right, I'll run it back start to finish again, as is tradition. And while I'm doing that, if you have any flipping questions, do feel free to ask about how I made the track, or if you need help with your homework or something. I don't know.
Reaching the start. Super idol the shot.
Cool. And that is, first of all, it's not dariacore, it's some other shit. The song. Which is on SoundCloud, if you haven't heard it. Specifically speaking to Yo-Yoru, because I feel like you might not be tapped in. Just released an EP and I'm breaking down every single song. And this is the second single on the EP goal. And there are 6 of the songs. It's only a 15-minute listen, the entire thing. All 6 of them. They're relatively short songs, except for like 1 or 2 of them. Like one of them's like a 3-minute song, which is, for me, crazy. But it is a bit of a movie. It's also Mascot. I'm tapped in, don't worry. Oh, thank fuck. Since you are, Mascot severely underrated or underperformed, my expectations at least. I liked it a lot. Maybe the first drop was off-putting to listeners, you know, because I know that a lot of people don't like the way I do like hardstyle, because it doesn't have like as much Daria swag. It's more like just traditional. I don't know. So it's like for trained ears only. No. It's not that. But it's like, you know, it's an acquired taste sort of thing. Or it just sucks. That too. It could just blow ass, and that's like totally fine. But yeah, I thought it was odd, you know, and like all the tracks, really like the fucking the first track has like a crazy engagement to play ratio, and all the other tracks don't have as insane of a ratio, which is like kind of disappointing. But like it's not like, oh, they don't have like as crazy of attention. I know like the first one will get the most attention, obviously, you know, people will get tired. But I mean like the ratio of people who listen versus people who like and like comment and stuff. Like listen to like ratio, it's less than 10-1 still on the first one, on Fulcrum Does Nitrous. It is a banger name because he does do Nitrous now, which kind of blows. He was my favorite like guy for a period of time. Not really favorite, no, I say that as a hyperbole, but like, you know what I mean. But no, like the ratio of people liking to people listening, it's a better ratio on that track than all the other ones, which is really funny to me. And it's the worst on Mascot, I'm pretty sure. Like the ratio, like listen to like, which is also like, damn, it's crazy. I'm pretty sure these people didn't even make it to drop 3. So, you know, completely different experience listening to that track if you haven't like made it before, or, you know, a lot of those people don't really watch the streams. I only get like 10, 15, like I'll at most 15 concurrents, you know, so. Which I might like try to get the people on my SoundCloud into my stream, maybe. Like XXXTentacion, he posted a song talking about like where to reach him on his socials and stuff, like a message to all the fans. An M2AF, if you will. And like, you know, like maybe you could still do that because like the hyperflip scene, it still uses SoundCloud. You know what I mean? Like it resides on SoundCloud and uses the features of SoundCloud. Like the underground scene doesn't have that. Like it doesn't have like where people are searching on the recent tab for new drops to, you know, like snipe alts and be like, holy shit, what did I just find? You know, before like they potentially like go big in the scene, you know, and people are sharing their shit around. And like there's a lot of word of mouth. It's very like tight knit. It's very cool in that aspect. But it's also kind of like a little like its own thing, and it's only able to be discovered through like things like TikTok and stuff, because it's like we're on this internet landscape. That's where we reside. But you know, that's a whole philosophical conversation for another time. The next stream will be Thursday. Please hit like on the stream if you haven't already. Oh my god. The next stream will be Thursday, midnight. I'll try. Join a server if you haven't already, please. And I will see you Thursday, midnight. Be there, be square, because if you're square, you're not around.